Hey, what's up everyone? This is Patrick. Today I'm with the great Phil X in Los Angeles, and I have to do camera. That kind of sucks because I lost my cameraman. He met some girl and went to Santa Barbara. Damn. Anyway, doesn't matter because nobody wants to see my ugly face. So let's talk to Phil and see what he's up to.
What's up?
First of all, thank you very much for having me here.
No problem.
I know you're very busy.
Yeah.
You're working on a lot of stuff.
Yeah, which is good. Busy is good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
Do you want me to look at you or the camera?
well, you can look at the camera.
TV land?
Last night you were recording.
Yeah.
Is it okay to ask what you were recording?
Yeah, last night I was doing, I got a call to work with Randy Jackson from American Idol. He produces music for movies, so he does movie cuts. Like, and this is going to be the car chase, and this is going to be something that happens in a bar. So we were recording, we did like 5 cuts for a movie score. But it's funny because I got one of he said one of the coolest things ever because we were working so fast. It was me and Kenny Aronoff, and Randy was actually playing bass. So, and Kenny on drums. So we're making music and we're running these cuts down really fast, and he goes, "Man, this is the way you're supposed to make music. It's supposed to be easy like this. Not like going to the dentist, more like an ultrasound. You just put the jizz on there and move the thing around." You know, it's really funny. I remember that quote forever.
You do a lot of these sessions?
I do a lot of sessions. I play on more records lately, and I do compose. I compose radio spots for Germany and the UK and Italy and Argentina, and it's kind of a cool thing to do on the side. But mostly it's sessions, a lot of records. In the last couple of months, I played on a Kelly Clarkson record, an Avril Lavigne record. I played on the latest Bon Jovi record, and that's actually pretty good for the last couple of months, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Avril Lavigne, she recorded so much music. I don't know if the song I played on is going to actually get on the record, but we'll see when it comes out.
Right. Not to mention that you also have your own band and music.
Yeah.
Right.
I have the Drills. The Drills. We do. We're doing a couple of shows this week. You're gonna miss them because you're going to Berkeley, bastard. But we yeah, we do. I write all the music for the Drills, and we're actually going to be recording a new record in February with a producer. He's not locked in yet, but I'm very excited to work with this dude. So I'm not going to say his name yet because, like I said, he's not locked into the project yet. So I don't want to say he's doing it and then he doesn't. But I'm very excited.
You've been in the States for what? 15 years?
13 years.
13 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
So how did you end up in Los Angeles?
Well, that was it. Came straight to Los Angeles. I knew I wasn't happy with the music scene in Toronto, and I had a band, and we wrote some music and recorded a CD, and every label was kind of interested but not getting on board. So we said, "Screw this place and let's get out of here." So we came to LA, and then actually the same thing happened where we got this close to a whole bunch of deals, and there was one. We were really close to signing with A&M, and then Seagram's bought them, so they didn't sign anybody for a while. And then we got really close to signing with Universal, and the president got fired, so we didn't end up signing them with them. And then it just the whole point was it wasn't meant to be, you know. I mean, now here I am. I ended up having to do jobs to pay for my rent, and ended up playing on records, and then more records, and then more records, and then composing, and now all I do is make music every day. I'm blessed. Get to play guitar every day. It's awesome.
Are you still demoing guitars for Fred Americana?
Yeah, Fred Americana. Still do those. That's an amazing thing too. YouTube is my best friend. YouTube is getting me more fans every day, which is amazing. Because the technology of the internet and being able to just tape anything and post it or have somebody else post it, it's very amazing. The problem though is like if you get up somewhere and jam, there's so many people that have a phone or a camera, and you get up and jam with a band and you do Back in Black, and it's amazing. It's awesome, right? And you feel good about it, and it's great. And the guy in the band goes, "Hey, let's do another song." I go, "Hey, you guys know Black Dog by Zeppelin?" And they're like, "Yeah, let's do it." So I sing the line, "Hey, mom, I'm gonna make you sweat, gonna make you move, gonna make you whatever." We go into the riff, And to me, it sounds kind of weird. So I look around and everybody's hand is doing it different. And I'm like, okay, we got to stop. We're not doing this song. Because somebody's going to be out there with a phone taping the shitty version of Black Dog, going to put it on YouTube the next day, and people are going to go, wow, Phil X sucks. So that's what you got to be careful about. And I talked to a singer about this. This friend of mine used to sing backgrounds for Michael Jackson, and he plays in a funk band that plays every week. And you can't have a bad night anymore because it could end up on YouTube the next day, and you're fucked.
I see that you're also doing some composing on your computer here.
Yeah.
So you're using Pro Tools, you
Pro
said?
Tools,
Okay.
yeah.
So you have, it's hardware and software.
Yes. It's just LE. When I work on records, I actually go into a big studio and I record drums live off the floor in a big room. And then I bring my hard drive home and open up the session here, do all the guitars, bass, keyboards if it needs, programming if it needs. I do vocals here. I do everything in my own little pad here, which it comes out great. You know, last record I mixed, I took it to the mastering dude who got a Grammy last year for doing the Robert Plant and that duet record that he did with that girl. I can't think of her name, but and he was like, "Wow, who mixed this?" And I'm like, "Me!" So I was really proud of that. I did a really good job. There's no console here or anything. Everything's in the box. I think if you're going to mix without a console, it's best to have the least amount of tracks possible. Because it's all just coming out of two little wires anyways, right? So instead of having 120 tracks, I try to keep it down between 24 and 36.
You play bass a little bit?
I do play bass.
Yeah.
I do play bass on a lot of the recordings. I even played bass on a lot of the records that we did with Powder and a lot of the Drills demos. But then on the EP that I put actually the last Powder record, I wanted the band bass player Dan to do all the bass because I wanted it to feel like a band. I don't want the same guy playing all the instruments. And then on the Drills EP, he came in and we did the bass here or there for that too. And I wrote a lot of the parts because I have the plan in my head. If the guitar's not doing something special, I want the bass to do something special. So I'm like, try this and try that. And he picks up really fast and he executes everything amazingly. So it came out really awesome. I'm happy with that.
Are you happy with the way your career is going?
Yeah. I'm actually, you know what? Right now it's awesome because I feel like I get to do what I want. And I don't have to worry about my bills, and I'm, living comfortable in LA, and it's just getting better. More things happen every day, like the Fred Americana thing still goes on, and we're up to 11 million views, I think, this week.
Amazing.
And the thing for me is I love inspiring kids, and I sent this to this guy. He said, "Wow, man, you really motivated me. I haven't played guitar in 20 years, and I just pulled my Les Paul out of the closet, and you inspired me to play again." And I feel like I aspire to be inspired, because inspire somebody, and then they tell me they're inspired, and then I'm inspired to even become a better player, a better entertainer. It's important to me to have that cycle. And the thing is, it's a lot of kids that they ask me a lot of questions all the time. I get a lot of emails, a lot of fan mail, and it's basically, hey, sometimes it's something I don't know. I have $400. What kind of guitar should I buy? I'm like, I don't know. But I do know now. There's a company called Dillian, and I have one of these guitars around here somewhere, and they make Gibson knockoffs that are amazing, and they're like $300, and they play great and they sound great. And you can't go wrong for $300. I think it's better than Epiphone or Squier. Like, unless you buy an old Squier from the 80s, which is somewhere better than Fender, but that's a long story. But, a lot of kids are like, what pedals do you use live? What's the secret ingredient to your Viper? Because my ESP Viper is really, really special. I use a Gibson P94 pickup in it. And because I love P90s. And I always pull out the neck pickup, which everybody asks about. How come I take the neck pickup out? And basically, my favorite sounding guitars are Gibson Juniors, like Les Paul Juniors or SG Juniors. And they only have one pickup. And so my explanation is always that even when you have a neck pickup, even when it's not on, the magnet is pulling on the strings. So it's actually affecting the vibration of the string. So when you only have one pickup, you're getting a full vibration, a full tone, full resonance. And that one P90 pickup is picking up. And P90s have this just amazing mid-range, high-end, low-end combo that humbuckers just can't have. and they have this nastiness but clarity. So that's why I love P90s, and that's why I love just one pickup. It's funny though, because with the right pedal, you can just roll off the tone knob and put a fuzz on, and you can still get the American Woman tone, which I love. So, you know, and then when I do need a neck pickup for stuff, I use like a Les Paul or an SG.
Are you into the technical side of guitars? Like, are you always trying to figure out what equipment is out there, pickups?
Yeah, pickups for sure. I'm on pickup hunt right now, actually, because I like the Gibson P94, but I like trying different kinds. Like, and I do like a P94 is a P90 retrofit for a humbucker cavity, and so it's kind of a compromise because the bobbin is the wrong size to get a true P90 sound. So the P94 it kind of does it. But I'm still looking. There's another company, Lawler, I'm going to check out, and another company, Arcane. I met Rob Arcane at the amp show at Van Nuys in October, and we talked because he'd seen some videos and he's a fan, and that's always cool when that happens. It's funny though because I keep hearing stories from other guitar players and other. Yeah, I talked to Jason Lawler about pickups, and he sent me to one of your videos, and I'm like, what? I gotta call this guy. You know, so or Rob Arcane had seen some videos, so and he's in town, so I'm gonna go visit him, and we were talking about making some pickups too. So it's kind of like I have a couple of guitars that I want different kind of humbuckers. I love low output pickups because you really hear the wood and you really hear the amplifier, but I want to find the right output that still is true to the guitar and the amp, but still gives me a little more fire when I need it. Because right now I just use low output pickups and an overdrive pedal, which works for me. But sometimes in the studio you don't want the color of an overdrive pedal. You just want it to be the guitar with a little more grit, you know?